Hey, what's going on everyone? How you guys doing today? Welcome back to another Steve Rising video. And in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at a build guide for Gwynn. We're going to be discussing her abilities, how to make the most out of them, and also going over the best artifacts that you can actually run on her to make her just unstoppable, have a bunch of healing, have a bunch of overshields, and just constant damage resistance, as well as damage buffs. So if you've been struggling to make the most out of her, or you've been struggling with some of those higher end activities, then this is going to be the perfect build for you. So hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video, and if you do, remember to leave a like and subscribe to the channel in case you guys aren't ready for some more Destiny Rising content. So let's get into it, and we're actually going to be starting off with a quick overview of all her abilities and just what all of them do and some of the interactions that they have with each other. So let's start with her passive, Energy Severance. Whenever Gwynn defeats an enemy, she creates one Void Spirit. And this has a 1 second cooldown, so she can only make Void Spirits every 1 second. So even if you kill a big group of enemies, you'll probably only get one Void Spirit. Whenever you pick up the Void Spirits, they're going to heal you. They actually provide quite a bit of health at 680 health per Void Spirit. And they're also going to give you 20% charge for your Void Dance. So they will also reduce the cooldown of that ability just by picking them up. And after you pick them up, you're able to hold up to 6 of them. But they will go away after a while if you don't do anything with them. Her first signature ability, Void Dance, is a big AoE ability that does a lot of damage and also will give you health based on damage due to enemies. The more enemies you hit with this, the more damage you do, the more health you're going to get back. And it will also deal additional damage if there's any Void Spirits nearby. You don't even have to actually pick them up. As long as they're nearby, you're going to be able to do more damage with this ability. And what's really good about this is that you might have noticed this little number that pops up with this Void Spirit symbol. That means that that's how many Void Spirits are around, that whenever you activate your Void Dance, it will send all of them and do extra damage to the enemies. And this is pretty much your main ability. It has your healing, your overshields, your damage, and you can spam it a lot thanks to all the Void Spirits you're going to be picking up. If you have 5 Void Spirits on the ground whenever you activate this ability, the ability just pretty much just skips this cooldown and it's just immediately available for you to use it again. And as long as you keep making enough Void Spirits, this ability could just never be on cooldown and you could always have it up whenever you need it. It's actually kind of crazy the amount of times you can actually use this ability just back to back to back without ever going on cooldown. And it's going to be doing lots of damage every time you use it, as well as just heal you every single time. Now our second signature ability is Soul Assault. This is actually a movement ability. You're going to blink towards a target or a location, do some damage, and also inflict Confine on enemies. And the Confine buff is so good, especially against some of those very annoying teleporting enemies, because while they're confined, they just can't move. They can't go anywhere, they're basically stuck there, and you can just shotgun them. And this ability also gives you a couple seconds of damage resistance after using it. So even if you're not trying to confine something, just using it for the extra damage and the extra damage resistance is going to be pretty useful. A lot of times you don't even have to aim the thing. If you tap it, it will basically teleport to the nearest enemy. Now that brings us to our super cool super, the Soul Harvest. You summon your Scythe, and you also gain 6 Void Souls immediately when you enter your super. This is great because it means that you just immediately gain some damage, and you're able to use the same abilities you can, even in your super. So you'll still be able to use your Void Dance, you'll still be able to use your Soul Assault. So make sure that as soon as you pop your super, you do a Void Dance to take advantage of those extra Void Souls you actually got just by activating the super. That also will make Void Dance immediately go on cooldown, meaning that you're going to be able to use it again if you want. And whenever you're in your super, any Void Souls or Void Spirits, I actually just noticed that they still call them Void Souls, which is what they used to be, the Void Spirits, they come back to you. They'll just track to you wherever you make them, so you'll be able to immediately use them either to get some damage in with Void Dance, or just to have them around for when after the super runs out, and then use your Void Dance. But I recommend that if you do have some Void Spirits or Void Souls, whatever you want to call them on you, definitely use them even when you're in your super. Especially if there's like 6 of them, you definitely want to get that damage out there. Now the first Relic trait here is going to make it easier to make Void Spirits without having to actually get any kills. So we get the Void Spirits that we get from kills, and then Parting Gift will let us get some Void Spirits whenever we do damage with our sidearm, or whenever we do damage with our shotgun. For your sidearm, every 40 rounds in the magazine that hit a target will generate a Void Spirit, and for the shotgun, if 50% of the pellets hit the same target, they will generate a Void Spirit. And the shotgun is just the MVP when it comes to creating Void Spirits. You can make so many void spirits with your shotgun, especially when with a high rate of fire shotgun. This is gonna allow you to make a bunch of void spirits and just constantly use your void dance, giving you a lot of damage and also a lot of survivability. You can just stand in front of enemies with a parting gift thanks to your shotgun and just constantly spam void dance and stay alive that way while still doing a bunch of damage with both your shotgun and your abilities. This trait right here is one of the reasons that she can be so amazing and just be able to spam void dance as much as she can. Without this, she wouldn't be able to spam it as much as she does. The second one, Soul Dance, is just a quality of life one. Whenever you trigger Soul Assault, that is our blink, it draws all the void spirits within a 10-meter radius and immediately triggers their effects. This is gonna make your gameplay loop a lot smoother. You're never having to chase any void spirits around, they basically all just come to you. And the final trait is Light Extraction. 50% of your excess healing from void spirits and void dance will be converted into an overshield. And this is what gives you such high survivability. Even without this relic trait, she already had some really good survivability, but now that she can turn any excess healing into an overshield, it just adds even more survivability. And while the shield doesn't really last a very long time, it's just 4 seconds, because of just how much we're going to be spamming void dance, that is essentially not an issue at all. We're just constantly going to have overshields and just very good survivability with Gwynn, even in some of the endgame missions. And lastly, your weapon mastery, Penetrating Shot, is essentially going to give your weapons a little bit extra damage. After you use your signature abilities, whether it is your void dance or your soul assault, you're going to gain Penetrating Shot for 4 seconds, which means your weapons can give you an additional instance of void damage. So overall, you're just going to be doing a bit more damage with your weapons every time you use your abilities. And since again, we're just spamming abilities constantly, this is essentially something that's always going to be on. If you're playing first person, you can actually see your weapons have this like void glow to them after using your abilities, and that's how you know Penetrating Shot is actually active. Now for the weapons, you have two really good exotics that pair up with her on different slots. You have the Rage Shotgun, which unfortunately I don't have, but I have seen a lot of people use it, and it does seem very good. And if you're looking to use nuke targets, then the Rage Shotgun could be really good and a really good choice. If you don't have the Rage Shotgun, Eternal Retribution is a shotgun I just love with Gwynn. It being a rapid fire shotgun, meaning that it reloads faster when it's empty. It has deeper ammo reserve, so it carries more ammo, and it also has a higher RPM, meaning that you're going to be able to create more void spirits quickly with this, and just constantly spam your abilities. I feel like the high RPM shotguns, if you're not running the exotic one, are like the way to go with her. So since I don't have the shotgun, the exotic I've been running is the Concerto. And these sidearms are a little crazy and may actually end up being what I run on Gwynn, even if I do get the shotgun, because these things just have so many good things going for them. Whenever you get kills, they increase their damage by 20% and it can stack up to 4 times, and that damage buff doesn't go away till you die or you switch out of the weapon. So this is a damage that you're constantly going to have that actually makes these dual sidearms actually feel pretty powerful. And then you have the second perk, Concertino, which is going to also give your heavy weapon some more damage, because it transfers 2 cadenza stacks. So let's say you got some kills with this sidearms, you got those damage buffs, you switch to your heavy weapon, and the exotic perk transfers their stacks to your heavy weapon. So now your heavy weapon is also doing extra damage thanks to your primary exotic. It is actually crazy that it has something like this that can just help out any power weapon you have. So no matter what shotgun you end up going with, if you go with the Concerto, you're always going to have extra damage thanks to its exotic perk. But either the sidearms or the exotic shotgun, they're both going to be really good choices, and they're both going to make Gwynn definitely a powerhouse. But for sure, if you went with the Concerto, check out the Eternal Retribution, man. This shotgun is just so good. And now that brings us to the artifacts, and the very first one I'm going to recommend is Resolute Conjunction. This is going to give you some damage resistance against enemies that are within 15 meters. So anything that's really close to you is just going to be doing less damage. And since we're a very close range character, our abilities are pretty close range, our shotgun is pretty close range, and even our sidearms, being a longer range weapon, are definitely more effective when you're close to enemies. So we're always going to be within 15 meters of enemies, so having this constant damage resistance is going to be very good for her. There's other things that give us damage resistance and maybe a little bit higher amounts of damage resistance, but they're not constant like Resolute Conjunction. We don't have to do anything for this. Just the way that we play with the character just kind of works very well into this artifact, so we're always taking less damage. And we already have a lot of built-in healing, so we don't really need a whole lot of healing, so might as well go for some damage assistance. For our second mod, we're going to have the Ring of Conversion. This is going to make it so our overflow healing from our abilities, it's converted into an overshield. And you might be thinking, don't we already have this on one of our abilities? And yeah, we do. So we're actually stacking this on top of that to get even more overshield. And this, plus our ability, essentially gives some crazy amounts of overshield. Just doing one Void Dance in the middle of enemies essentially completely fills up our overshield bar. So it's just going to add even more survivability to us, especially because it's just something that we constantly are going to be able to proc over and over again with Void Dance. Now for the third artifact here, I actually tested quite a few different ones. Bellicose Veil to get more signature ability damage. Inverted Fury for getting a bit more weapon damage whenever we're shielded. But it ended up just being Courageous Plantissimo that ended up working the best. It's very simple. After casting an ability, you get increased damage for 10 seconds. And because we're going to be constantly spamming abilities, this is just something that's always on. So we're always just doing more damage, and it's always going to be helping us. Instead of being like the other ones where it's just specific damage for like weapons or our abilities, it's just increased damage across the board for 10 seconds. And for the final artifact, I recommend that you go with Rampaging Planetissimo. Whenever you do damage to targets within a 15-meter radius, again, we're really close range, we're always within those 15 meters, we're going to gain a 1.79 signature ability damage bonus for 10 seconds. And this can stack up to 10 times, meaning that when it's fully stacked up, we're going to be getting quite a bit of damage for our signature abilities. Meaning that our Void Dance is going to be doing even more damage. We're going to be able to build this up very quickly, thanks to always being in that 15-meter radius. So this is just the perfect one for Gwynn to make her abilities do even more damage. So these are the artifacts that I would recommend that you go with on her. I unfortunately haven't gotten a mythic one of Courageous Plantissimo. I keep getting everything but that. And with this, you're going to be able to head into any activity and start spamming your Void Dance a bunch, while also constantly having damage resistance, getting a bunch of heals, and also a bunch of overshields. You're going to have a crazy amount of survivability on her, and with all the amount of abilities we're going to be spamming, we're also going to put out quite a bit of damage. Especially if we started getting some of her talent trees. She just starts doing more and more damage with her abilities. It gets really crazy. So hopefully this build helps you get some of those higher end activities done. If you've been struggling, staying alive, or just feel like you're not doing enough damage, give this a try, and you're definitely gonna see the power of Gwynn. Something that you do want to keep in mind when playing with her is that as soon as you see you have like 5 or even sometimes 4 Void Spirits in the area, just use your Void Dance immediately. So make sure that you're spamming this ability. Use as much as you can as soon as you see that you have enough. Definitely just get it out there. But with that, we're going to end today's video. Hopefully all of you guys have enjoyed it. Once again, subscribe to the channel in case you guys aren't ready for some more Destiny Rising videos, as well as some guides. The next one is going to be Ningfei. I saw a lot of you guys requested Ningfei in the past video, so the next video is going to be that, so be on the lookout for that one. Before this, I actually just got the artifact mods that I needed, so I'm definitely going to be putting in the work with him. So thank you for watching today, and I'll see you guys in the next one.